Okay, so I've finished with the routing. I was very worried routing so deeply in this body that I'd probably go too far down and lose the structure of the piece of wood. So I made a hole here so that I can gauge pretty much the thickness of the wood. There was a problem with fitting the router to the body. What I ended up doing to get around that was to make a second template, just slightly larger. Again, fix it on with masking tape and super glue. At the top I just cut out very gently with the jigsaw, sanded off, and then sat down with my Dremel and just used the sanding drum on the Dremel to keep fiddling about with the edge until eventually it fit. And we do have now, it probably just still needs a little bit of adjustment, but you can see here we have quite a tight, snug fit. So that works pretty well. So my last serious bit of routing is the headstock. I am terrified of taking power tools to this lovely neck, which is beautifully made and finished, and as I said in the earlier video, was the most expensive part of the entire guitar by quite some distance. But at the moment it just looks like a generic neck. It just looks like a bolt-on component, not actually part of the project as a whole. So what I'm going to do is actually to route a channel here on the head, on which I can put an offcut from the top, some cherry, hopefully to make that blend in with the body. And also I have an exciting plan, which again could be a terrible mistake, we shall see, with these inlays, which are perloid, I think. They're not particularly nice, so we'll have those out, and I have plans for them. So I've about finished the neck. I did the inlay here of the snake, which you can't quite see because it's filled with araldite. It's carved in with the Dremel, filled with araldite, fitted around the J. Hopefully when I put the neck oil on it'll buff up, and it's special crystal araldite, so it should give a glass finish. I used some layers of veneer around here, which should look quite nice, hopefully when it's buffed up. And I think it looks quite reasonable with the piece of the top now sort of inlaid into the head. I also took out, as you could see, the dots from the pearloid dots from the neck, and again you can't see this clearly yet, but what I did was lined it with the copper leaf and then filled it with the crystal araldite. Seems to have worked quite well on all the frets, except if I can just get in close. Let's just see if we can get the camera to... There you go. Air bubbles. There is a massive air bubble in that one, which I'm going to have to do something about. And as I polish it out, and hopefully it'll sort of give a glass finish with the metal underneath. Certainly looks like it might. So the next job is to get some oil on this. So the top is about ready as well now, or to join at least. I've put two braces, as you can see, pretty much like an arch top guitar, to spread the vibration along the top. I think they're still a little bit too thick, so I shall tap test them and just take a little bit off them. Mounted the bridge onto this side. I just shaved a little bit off and put a bit of a contour onto the bridge, because hopefully if this goes into focus for us, it's an awful lot of material on that bridge, and sort of the sides going up like that just look wrong. So we're nearly there. And another thing I'm doing with it having the electric pickup, I've made a little piece of copper here to fit under the bridge pins. Put it on upside down, but anyway, you can see the idea. A little piece of copper will fit under the bridge pins, so I'm going to use metal bridge pins. What they'll do is push the string, hopefully make contact with this, which will then be soldered to ground, thereby hopefully alleviating hum. We shall see. disaster seems to have struck. I've wired all this up to the P90 pickup, which works beautifully on its own jack here. That works fine. I also had the Fishman wired up to the jack here, if you can see it. However, in trying to wire the piezo pickup into the Fishman here, everything's gone quite badly wrong, and I seem to have killed the Fishman board, which is a real pity. I mean, I can salvage some parts, but I think it's not only the board I've killed; it's the actual connection to the piezo saddle transducer as well. So I think we're going to need to come up with some alternative. I also very annoyingly splashed some solder onto my finish here, which has annoyed me a lot. So not one of the happier moments in the project. So back to the drawing board with the electronics.